And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB.
They come up with the idea of the Glamour Girls. You guys are now on your own. We've talked a lot about Fabulous Moolah, but let's talk a little bit about Jimmy Hart. How is your relationship with Jimmy Hart? I'm going to throw it to Leilani first.
God, I love him. He was a perfect manager. He had no vices. He was no problem. He was really good. And he tried to keep me from getting too fat. He said I was too fat. And, yeah, he said, get your weight down. So I got my weight down. And but he was real sweet. He was good to work with. Serious. He was very, very serious. He was a good man.
What does Jimmy Hart eat anyway? Bugs? He's like 3 pounds. What he put you on one of his diets? Okay, you got to starve yourself for 3 weeks.
Judy, how was your relationship with Jimmy?
Oh, I love Jimmy. I mean, he would get you excited from when you walked out of that dressing room. I don't care how down in the dumps you were. Okay, girls, let's go get them now. And he would be right there with us and everything. And we'd be standing outside the ring. And when I stand outside the ring and I see him, he'd be just as hyped up and as we were, like it was him getting in there too.
So, Judy, a little bit of a tough question. You guys talked about Vince McMahon, who seemed like he treated both of you with highest respect. I don't know if you two still follow wrestling, but I'll ask you, what are your feelings about the accusations against Mr. McMahon?
Well, with me, I wasn't around at that time. I can't say for sure that happened or anything, but we knew he's changed over the years. Maybe it was because he earned more money, or maybe it's the steroids he was taking, or what. But he did change over to me, he did, because after we came back from supposed to go to WrestleMania 2 and everything, and that didn't happen and everything. And I was working with Robin up there. He was kind of changing then, I think, towards the girls and stuff like that. But he told Robin, he wasn't going to use the girls, anymore after, that for a while. But I first exactly believe it. I just don't know, because I can't say, because I wasn't there at the time. And if it's true, he should get what he deserves.
How did you feel?
How about you, Leilani? What are your thoughts on that?
He was always a gentleman and a businessman around us. We came along the right time. I wouldn't want to be in the era after that. No, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't be able to dress like they did back then, at that era. But he was always a gentleman, a real nice business person. We went to a couple of conventions with him. We went to one convention with him where he was, they were trying to get the channels and the ratings. And we did a demonstration match for his sponsors and people. And I think he was real pleased with that. But he was really good to us. He was good. I mean, I never seen him get out of the way of anybody. It was just everybody was always busy doing their business. It was so much different back then than what I hear now.
Well,
it's
lady,
sad, but unless I see it with my own eyes, then I can't, say.
Right, right. Well, we all know how the internet can be, but now that we have you both here with us, maybe you can clear this one up, because this is like Wikipedia legendary stuff. The match that you win the titles against Velvet and Peterson now. Let me just ask. This takes place in Egypt, supposedly.
No.
Did this happen? I mean, what's the story here with this?
I went to Egypt with a girl named Susan Starr and Velvet. That's the only time I went to Egypt.
Okay.
And it was for WWF, but we didn't switch the belts in Egypt. I think we switched them in Canada. I'm not sure really anymore.
No, we didn't switch. We never switched. We never switched the belt from Velvet and Desiree. There was never a match where we took the belts from Velvet and them.
See, Mike?
It was Vicky and Joyce, and that was the only
Yes.
time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't remember. And the belts were NWA belts. They weren't WWF belts.
Ah,
They were NWA
So
belts. They were
Jimmy,
the old
There you
NWA
go.
belts that
There you
Moolah
go.
had, and we borrowed them or used them.
I mean, Sal's getting sick in the corner just hearing that rumor. I'm appalled. There we go.
Uh,
let me ask you
there's,
both this.
if I tell you something, it's not a rumor because it's something I've seen with my own eyes.
There
But
you go.
I've had some rough times. I've told Sal a few of times of things, and also he knows. He knows. I've opened up a little bit since I'm not around her no more or with her anymore. I
God
felt
rest
like
her
You know,
really
soul.
small, like really, really small when I was around her.
You know, I was there in Egypt at the same time Leilani was. She actually came to visit us at the hotel. Our tour ended and their tour came in. She was there, and Mr. Wrestling too, I think, Rocky Johnson. I don't remember everybody else for
Matt
sure.
Bourne, I think, was there.
Right, Matt Bourne was definitely there. I did talk to
I
Matt.
know we did some kind of a commercial on some camels. I remember that. And he
And,
was there.
we were at our hotel still, and Leilani had WWF security bring her over to the hotel so she could visit with Afa and
Yeah.
everybody.
So see, there you go, Mike. It's Fugazi reporting as usual. Life goes on the
Well,
internet.
it's also Fugazi. Like they change titles without it even being real, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I
Right.
know you guys were at the gathering where you saw the Karen McDaniel, who you're friends with, and you met Jimmy, who's the new husband. We call it Love in Wrestling, which is fantastic. Here's my question. Here's my question to you two ladies. Being in the wrestling for such a long time, did you ever find yourselves getting in any kind of a romantic relationships with any other wrestlers?
Ooh,
No. Neither one of us.
no way. No way. Who needs that headache, right, girls?
No, it back then it just wasn't that easy.
Right.
I just wanted to wrestle, so that's all I wanted to do.
Right.
Is I wanted to be able to wrestle.
I have no comment.
Skater.
I have no comment.
Wait a
Nice.
minute, Judy.
Don't cry,
Well,
Mike.
Judy
Don't
had
cry.
a
She has no
boyfriend, but he wasn't a
comment.
wrestler. She had one boyfriend, but he wasn't a wrestler. So, but you see
Okay.
him once in a while.
Is that safe enough for you, pal?
That is.
You know,
Super funny.
not for nothing though. What was it like for you two to be ladies going over to Egypt? I mean, look, they have their ways over there. Obviously, women have to be dressed a certain way. Yada yada yada. How rough was it being in Egypt back in that day?
You could dress normal in Egypt. It was Saudi Arabia that you had to be dressed up to the neck
Oh,
and up
okay.
to the nose.
They're not as enforceful. Okay, interesting. I did not realize that.
Yeah,
My
Egypt you
apologies
just
to the
wear
Pharaoh from
regular
the Pharaoh.
clothes and be regular. But when I was in Saudi Arabia, I had to wear the black outfit and cover my whole face
Okay.
with my eyes. You couldn't have your bangs showing or nothing. It was real strict there.
Your bangs?
Yeah,
Wow.
like a hair could have no hair showing at all.
Holy
And I had
front
like a black dress and a scarf that went around like this around my face. That's it. You see your eyes, that's it. I
Right.
still have that outfit.
Leilani, didn't you have
Can
to
I
wear
ask-
shorts in the ring in Egypt?
Any what?
Didn't you have to wear shorts in the ring in Egypt? Because I came to watch your match. I thought I remembered you girls in shorts.
Right. Like not
No,
tights.
bathing
Not
suits.
Okay.
I don't remember wearing shorts. I wore short outfits out on the pyramids and stuff, walking around. It wasn't stricter like that. They weren't strict.
interesting. Very cool.
Well, it's a long time ago, fellas. A long, long time ago. Listen, I just want to say about these ladies, you know, they're tremendous workers. They were used a lot of times just to put other people over that were just, quite honestly, just not as good as they were. They're like the male versions of a Charlie Fulton and a Gary Royal, George South, guys like this, but they were at least given an opportunity to shine where some of those guys didn't get the big spotlight. As far as people not wanting to follow their matches, I don't believe if that's what Hulk Hogan said, I get it, but I can assure you it wasn't limited to him. you talk about the girls from Japan. Well, the first thing when I started hanging around, Tiger Mask flew over the top rope on Mr. Saito. That was the first time anybody really did that kind of a dive. Then these girls come in and they start doing their thing, and nobody wanted to follow them. And as far as Jimmy Hart, he's one of my closest friends. I can tell you that he had all the respect in the world for these girls. He loved that. And, the thing about Jimmy is whether he's in the opening match or the main event, he's going to approach it the same way. He loved working with the girls. But before the Bomb Angels, quite honestly, you had these heels and you had Peggy Lee and working with Princess Victoria and Velvet McIntyre. And to be honest with you, those were fantastic matches.